Hello everyone, so we had an interesting letter that we got in the mail on Thursday, February 9th from our bank. Basically the letter just stated, they just informed us that they're closing our bank account on February 13th. So I opened the letter at about 4:30 p.m. on Thursday, February 9th, and quickly called the bank to find out a reason, which we did not get any reason. They couldn't tell us any information. We're going to show a few short clips of the personal banker that we talked to, and then we were transferred to somebody that might be able to give us some answers, which we got zero answers at all. So just wanted to show you this to use this as an example that you don't want to trust just any one bank. Hi, is this Anastasia?
Yes, it sure is.
Hi, this is Dave from CoinHuskers. How are you doing?
Hi there, this is Will. How are you?
Good. We got a letter from you, and just trying to understand what is going on here and why we would get this.
So unfortunately, all of the only information as far as that goes is that we did receive a notification from our PSA working group to close the account down. And that's unfortunately all of the information that I have. I can try to find some further information as far as that goes, but that is the only information that they were able to give me.
Not except they'll just say, like, I'm sorry, with no to inform you that we have no reason that we're closing your account. You know what I mean?
The BSA department, they do their research. They are separate from the branch operations. I wish I had a reason, but I can tell you that department, they do their own research. They've made the decision that the account needs to be closed, and these are the time frames that they have given us. Realistically, they could have closed it same day if that's what they wanted to do, but they've given this 10-day time frame, and I don't unfortunately have the authority to say, okay, we can keep it open 30 days. It's established by that department, and you can research BSA online to find out what exactly the things are that they do and that they look for, but it is out of my hands.
I understand that. So but again, we got to have BSA. There's got to be a member that can contact you and give you a reason.
There is not. It's an internal department that looks at different things, different risks, and they have made that choice and not given us a choice in the matter. So, unfortunately, all I have for you is that it's going to close on the date stated in the letter.
Okay. Just so you know, I'm going to be putting out a video, and I'm going to be letting a lot of people know. We've got a lot of people that are already concerned about how banks can just close your account and take your money. So thank you. This is a great example that we're going to use. So U.S. banks are not safe. So if you think you have a safe bank in the United States, you don't. If you look at safest banks, Global Finance comes out with a list every single year. In 2022, the only safest bank in the top 40 of banks in the entire world, there was only one U.S. bank, and that's Agribank. So I don't even know anybody in the United States that does business with Agribank. If you are, great, please leave a comment. I'd love to hear your opinion. But if you look at the safest banks around the world, the U.S., even as a country, does not rate high at all. So definitely this is just a good example to use, as have multiple bank accounts in the United States if you live or work, invest in the United States, and don't just trust any one bank. And this is one of the main reasons I even started this business, was that I used to run a radio ad that all cash gone to bail at the banks in 2008, that every single private mortgage in the United States, every single private mortgage could have been paid off with all the cash gone to bail at the banks. And what we have in the United States is legalized plunder of the American people by the banks, and it's bankism. We don't have capitalism. We don't have whatever you want to call it. It's bankism. So this video is just to make sure that you just do your due diligence and don't keep all your eggs in one basket and just have multiple banks, and hopefully you can get a foreign bank somewhere else, which I'll do a video on that sometime down the road, because I personally have gone to Asia 4 times. I remember even showing up to Singapore and not being able to get an account because of FACTA and FBAR. Basically, they don't want to deal with Americans. But I had my mom open up a bank account even in Mexico last year, and went down with her just to make sure that you limit your jurisdiction and political risk. And basically, the moral of the story is, if you're dealing in cash and you have a cash business, or just you're paying cash to us, Just make sure that you have several banks and don't just trust one bank. That's basically what the best solution is, and just hopefully at some point, if you have the means to do it, definitely get a foreign bank account set up, because in the US with FACTA and FBAR, most Americans don't realize that we are the only country in the world besides Eritrea and Africa that will tax you on worldwide income, and nobody else in the entire world has to do that besides Americans and people from Eritrea and Africa, which they don't even have the resources to track you down like the United States. So just make sure you can get everything in place, so that way in case something like this happens, we'll have a solution in place already. For out-of-state customers, we're getting a new bank account set up. We're actually going to have multiple that we're going to be using, but we're trying to decide which for out-of-state customers we want to use, just to make it easy for everybody. We'll get all the bank information here midweek to you, so just the first couple of days we're just gonna make sure we just got a plan and everything organized. Thanks for understanding.